tech enthusiasts, tech leaders, business leaders, and of course the entire Avetium body in the house. It is my privilege to welcome you to this auspicious occasion, one in which we get to deliberate, we get to push the frontiers of technology in our society and the world at large. Would you please welcome yourselves with a resounding round of applause? Thank you very much. Today we're gathered to talk about the theme Beyond Digital. And what we are doing here is basically to build Africa's future with unified technology. Ladies and gentlemen, our purpose at the end of the day or at the end of this event is to inform us, educate us about solutions that will drive digital transformation, operational efficiency, and overall customer experience excellence. And we expect that at the end of this event, this groundbreaking event, everyone would have gained a better understanding of how the ecosystem enhances business growth, efficiency, and general customer experience, like I said before. By means of introduction, my name is Ayodeji Egberumbi. I am the elite MC, and it's an absolute honor to be serving in this capacity as the Master of Ceremonies for this occasion. But before I invite our very own, a gentleman whom you love and admire so much, one gentleman who has been able to defy the odds, especially in the technology world, I'd like to read his profile so that we understand who this astute gentleman is. Is none other than our MD CEO of Avetium Consult Limited. Adeyinka Adedokun is the founder and the CEO of Avetium Consult Limited, a leading business technology solutions and business process outsourcing firm redefining industry standards across Africa. Since launching in 2018, his leadership and business acumen has driven a consistent double-digit year-on-year revenue growth, making the firm serve, yes, if you can, please go ahead. Making the firm able to serve more than 200 clients with annual revenues exceeding 2 billion naira. Before founding Avetium, Adeyinka shaped customer experience at the highest level during his over 14-year tenure at MTN Nigeria, one of Africa's leading and largest telecommunication giants. Rising to senior manager of online customer assistance, he oversaw one of the continent's biggest call center networks that was responsible for over 3,500 employees across 7 locations, serving 60 million customers across different segments. His strategic vision expanded MTN service centers in the northern part of Nigeria from 6 to 20 between 2008 to 2011. While his expertise in CRM systems, billing platforms, and digital transformation redefined customer engagement, he has combined over 30 years of work experience, spanning audit, taxation, telecommunications vertical. Adeyinka is a Prince 2 certified project manager with an MBA from the Lagos State University. He combines technical mastery with an entrepreneurial mindset, making him a sought-after voice in Africa's customer experience evolution. He is happily married to Omotola, and their marriage is blessed with 2 boys. With a resounding round of applause, can we please make welcome the MD CEO of Avetium Consult Limited, Mr. Adeyinka Adedokun, for his opening and welcome address. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so delighted to be here. And at times when you hear your profile being read, you almost start looking for who they're talking about. But I thank the Lord Almighty for whatever might have been attributed to me as an achievement. And I also like to thank each and every one of you in this room. I've also got a lot of mentors here as well. So whatever you think I've achieved, some people trained us as well. And I have them in this room as well. And I like to say thank you to them. They know themselves. I know they will not like to be mentioned, but that's what they know. They know that I'm talking about them. And I've also learned from a lot of us, each and every one of us in this room, because whatever Avetium has become today has been as a result of our response to your challenges, to your complaints, to your dreams, and to your imagination. So I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to this August occasion, even though it's happening in November. So I'd like to take you through just a few slides that I've put together just to talk to you about Avetium Consult. Just as been mentioned, it started all in 2018, and it is what it is today. And we are also trying to say that, perhaps there should be some changes that should be made to the organization. So if you look at, so I'm just going to be taking you through this slide. It's a combination of two organizations, a business technology solution and a business process outsourcing. And this is what we have seen all along. They all have similarities, but there are also things that also distinct them. Business technology solution talks about the software as a service business, part of our business, and it's got its own dynamic nature. And then we also have the business process outsourcing part of the business. But the reason why we are here today speaks more to the business technology solution aspect. That's the software as a service. And our partner, one of our partners, Zoho, is co-sponsoring this event with us. I'm sure we all know that Zoho is one of the leading software as a service company in Nigeria. Next slide, please. This is our vision and our mission, and one thing I say to people is that they are not just wishful thinking. We mean every word of that vision. We mean every word of that mission, and you can see that we spoke about technology in that place, that we want to be a point of record, not only in Nigeria, but even in Africa. And our values are very dear to our hearts. That's the DNA that we live for. We believe in creativity. As a matter of fact, it's almost a sackable offense in our office to say no to any customer, irrespective of how unimaginable whatever they are asking is, because we believe that's the only way where we grow, when customers ask things. You understand? So integrity is our watchword. We're very agile as a business. We believe a stitch in time saves more than that. And relationship is also one of our core words. And together, each and every one of us believes we make more impact as a team as well. Next slide. So what are our core, our services, what we stand for as Avetium Technology? We have our core IT services, we have our enterprise application, and we also have our Avetium products. So the core IT solution speaks to different OEMs that we partner with. There's Manage Engine. Manage Engine is also a sister company to Zoho. And then we also have one or two other OEMs that we are also partner with. Under our enterprise application, we have Zoho as the leading, and then we have Zendex, which we also partner with, and then Odusoft that takes care of our contact center solution. And under our home products, which we have created, we have used Zoho to create most of those products that you can see here. The payroll solution, the POS solution, and also the e-procurement solution that we have used Zoho to create those products. I'm sure we all know that Zoho has a fantastic low-code application that is called Zoho Creator. And we have used it to even create some custom products for a lot of organizations in hotel and even in some other places as well, where they wanted a specific solution to a particular problem that they have in their organization. So that's what we have done with Zoho Creator. All right. So next slide, please. So this is just talking about our BPO side of the business. I just thought to mention it. Perhaps you might have one or two people in the room that are looking at some kind of outsourcing manpower management in their own environment as well. We have the managed services, we have partial outsourcing, and we have the full outsourcing. These are things that we can explain further to you if you have interest in this part of the business. So, just like I said, the journey so far started in 2018. And by 2019, we became an advanced partner because of the aggression, because of the energy that we got complimented from each and every one of you in this room. And as of today, Avetium is standing on over 200 plus clients. And I can tell you that we're on our journey. Unofficially, they've already confirmed to us that we're going to be the first premium partner of Zoho in West Africa. So that's something, and we'd like you to share in that faith that Avetium is trying to achieve. So if we're going to be the first premium partner in West Africa, we couldn't have achieved it without your trust, without your support, and we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you sitting here today. And that's been our journey in the past 6 years. And what we are about to talk here today is beyond digital. One of the things that we try to do is that we try not to make some word just buzzword. We don't want them to see that the buzzword. Everybody's talking about digitization. Even the government has a lot of ministries created around digitization. And we're saying beyond that, and after that, what is it? The statistics you're looking at is talking about, from an African point of view, the digital economy, the value, the size, and what are the challenges? The challenges that we've seen today in achieving all this digitization is around fragmented processes that are breaking, where A is not talking to B, C is not talking to D, and there's some kind of gaps coming in between them. And all these things, when you have them, they have the tendency to have some kind of cost implication. And we can see from a research point of view that the cost increase or the cost impact of using fragmented processes or fragmented applications can be as much as 35%. And that's part of the reason why we are here today, to talk about how can we make our business talk to each other. An organization has so many functional processes. How can you make sure that they all talk to each other? And we have seen one of the things that got me interested very well in Zoho, I'm going to speak to it as I go along the slide, is the way they have built a lot of their applications around the customer journey, around some things that function in the organization. And I'm going to be speaking to it when you talk about some of the products where they have built it around the customer acquisition life cycle, from the time that a customer cites your product to the time that is interested, to the time that is now being onboarded, to the time it gets supported, and you see everybody eating from the same pot in the organization. So they're not calling Yinka Tunde, they're not calling Tunde Yemi. You understand? Everybody has a one view of who the customer is, and you can, by that, be able to treat them the way they should be treated. Next slide, please. So basically what we are talking about is that there are challenges, but you have delight with Zoho. From unified customer view to single data entry points to real-time insights. There's something, we try as much as possible to make sure that what we sell to our customer is what we have consumed as well. What analytics in Zoho has done to our business is huge. As I am today, I can tell you our revenue year to date on my phone. They understand. And I always tell people that when I was in MTN, on a daily basis, certain senior management staff of MTN knows what MTN is doing on a daily basis. And I say to people, how many businesses are as big as that? If they can know that, you can know that in your business as well. And that's the level of visibility that we all need to have into our businesses. There's another principle that we learned. I tell people that MTN was a business school. They understand. Whether you are doing good or you are doing bad, you need to know. And you need to know the reason why you are doing good. You need to know the reason why you are doing bad. Because that's the only way you can get better or sustain whatever you are doing. And that's what the insights does. So we're talking about real-time insights. A lot of things are happening in our businesses that we are losing out from just because we cannot see them, just because we don't know them, just because we are not proactive enough to be able to predict what's likely to happen based on historical data that we are sitting on. At the end of the day, when you look at all these things, they actually bring cost efficiency to your business. Because when you are able to get more with little, that's efficiency. Efficiency doesn't mean that you have to let people go. It doesn't mean that you have to ask some people to stop doing what they are doing. But as long as you are not increasing your overhead and you are increasing your revenue, that's a sign of efficiency as well. And what has been the heart of all these things? It's all about integration. It's all about connection. And that's what we are saying. Unified platform gives you sustainable growth, and it gives you operational efficiency. So that's one thing that we'd like you to pay attention to and make sure that you take away from here today. I don't know the number of applications that you are using from Zoho today, but the truth is that if you look at all businesses that are here, they all probably have similar roles and functions existing in the organization. There's no one that doesn't have HR. There's no one that doesn't have finance. There's no one that doesn't have sales. There's no one that doesn't have marketing. How are they interacting today? How are they talking to each other today? Are they fragmented? Are they working in silos? I've seen organizations that have different applications for each department in the organization, and all of them are not talking to each other. At the end of the day, the organization is the one that stands at risk. Because when such people leave, they leave with the data that is the asset of the organization. Unfortunately, when we talk about the asset of organization, our minds quickly go to things that are fixed, fixtures, plants, and machinery, and all those things. But we seem to forget that the most important asset of any organization is the data that it has generated over time. And that's why we are being told now that data is the new oil. Ability for you to understand your data. And you can't get data if you don't have integrated system. If you have fragmented system, you're going to be having those data and you're not going to be benefiting from it. So that's one thing that I think is important. So I just want to quickly speak to, when you look at it from an ecosystem point of view and with the support of Zoho, you've got the sales and marketing. All these things that you have seen on the slide are things that can talk together. And what you have at the center of it are the data, various data that have been generated that you can dice and dice. You can make sure you have them at your fingertips, and then it can encourage collaboration. It can be handover, you can be handshake. Because in an organization, let's call it a spade, it's a relay race. It's a relay race. So sales picks it up, he hands it over to the implementation picks it up, HR does this. So we are all working together as a team. And the only way we can really present ourselves working together as a team is if we are all feeding from the same pot, if we are all using the same application that is supporting each and every one of us. So that's one of the things that we'd like you to make sure you focus on and you take away from this meeting today. Okay, so efficiency is the new profit margin. That's just the truth. Efficiency is the new profit margin. You have the ability to lower your IT costs by 40% if you have integrated system. You replace a whole lot of tools, just like I said earlier on, that you have a lot of organizations using different tools, either for whatever justifiable reason it may be. The truth is that at the end of the day, you increase your possible point of failures, your overhead in terms of support for all those applications go up. At the end of the day, the customers don't even benefit from it. And that's one thing Zoho has. You know, the pricing for Zoho in terms of all these applications are affordable, they are transparent, you can see it yourself, there's no hidden charges. So as many of you, we would like you to take advantage of this to make sure you have one integrated suite that will eliminate any form of fragmented process in your organization. And what we've decided to do is that, we just want to focus on 3 companies. Because of data privacy issue, we might not be able to mention them, but we'll tell you the industry which they belong. And these are customers that trusted us at some point. They decided to come to us to say that, you know what, we're going to give you the opportunity. These are the challenges that we have, and then we want you to see how those challenges can be resolved. Let's go. So this company is one of the big shots in the airline industry. And I remember when we started with them, we tried to sell this solution to them. And today, so prior to that time, fragmented process, issues, customers' dissatisfaction, a whole lot of systems not talking to each other. But irrespective of whatever we can say today, they are better off for it. They started with, I think, less than 100 licenses. Now they're sitting at 149 licenses across the organization with systems connected to each other. A whole lot of their processes have been automated, starting from their refund process to a whole lot of other things that they have done. And it has improved their system or from their service delivery by 25%, efficiency gain by 30%. And that's one of the organizations that this has impacted. So you can see the impact, ability for them to have a 360 view of their customer, irrespective of the channel that the customer is contacting them through. So that's a huge benefit, and that stood them out from all other airlines in that industry. So the next organization is in the logistics. And the truth is that you're going to hear from them at some point. There's a whole lot of impact as well from them in terms of process improvements, in terms of increase in the sales and efficiency. They trusted us. Trust me, there were issues. There are times that the MD will call me and say, Mr. Inka, let's forget about all these things. This is not working. No, trust us and everything. So ability for you to trust your partner also is something that we found out that is a major contributor to it. So you can see the problem statements there and then the impact after the implementation of Zoho. And it's because there's none of these organizations that I'm talking about that is using one single application. They're all using connected application. So I'm just trying to underscore the point that when you have integrated system, when you have integrated applications, you are likely to get more benefit as an organization from that than you just using one of the application. And the last company is a company that is in, can we go to the last one, please? Yeah. The business is in business of outsourcing as well. And what they had before, part of what pushed them was more of pricing. And I don't want to demarcate any company here, but there are organizations today that it will cost you an arm and a leg in order for you to get your staff working together in an automated way. And what we did was to implement it for them. It was seamless. They had a very good experience, and today they are better off for it. So we've decided to just talk about these three organizations in three different industries to show you the impact that all these things can have on your organization as well. So the takeaway for us is that no matter what your organization is, no matter the challenge, no matter how fragmented your processes are today, Zoho has the solution to that for you. All right, so the impact, just like we said, I think I've already spoken to is 50% reduction in HR administrative for the client X, for the client Y, enhanced collaboration, and for client Z, you have strengthened compliance, accountability, and workforce engagement improvement. Because you see, when you give your staff solution or applications, they even become automatically happier. They feel more empowered as against doing a lot of things in a manual way. So as I try to round up, what role is Avetium going to play in all this? And I think that's the most important thing. And to a large extent, I'm sure that each and every one of you in this room should be able to kind of support what I'm about to say, is that, our implementation and onboarding, we listen to you. We work, we ensure that we do it the way you want. There might be challenges along the line, but irrespective of that, we make sure that we listen to you. We build it to suit your business. One thing that we found out today is that irrespective of two organizations being in the same verticals or sectors, there are usually peculiarities. And that's why we make sure that our implementation process takes into consideration certain things like making sure that we have focus group session. We make sure that we have discovery session with you. And our training and support, it's something that we're very big on. And let me just say that, there's something in the offing that we're working on, which is coming up with, we call it Avetium Academy. And it's something that a lot of your staff are going to benefit from it. Just watch out and stay tuned to Avetium. You're going to hear much more about Avetium Academy. And what Avetium Academy is going to be about is how do we empower people? How do we make sure that you have access to training materials, resources? How do we make sure that without even talking to us, you can be a guru on your own as well, from a proactive point of view and also from a reactive point of view? So training is very important. A lot of us are underutilizing the applications that we have bought today because there are some bit of gaps in our training. And then that leads to the process optimization and analytics that I've talked about before, that analytics is a huge power. If you are not utilizing it very well before, please look into it. There are so many things that are happening in your businesses that the information are sitting with you. And then it's a function of how you are able to tease it out that would determine what you get from it. So why choose Avetium? There's a whole lot of insight from us. Over 6 years with Zoho, trust me, I don't think, with all sense of humility, we had a partner meeting during I think it was last week with Zoho. They came to Nigeria to have partner meeting, and I was part of the panelists also that spoke, and the two other people, one was 7 years with Zoho, or 8 years, one was 11 years, and somebody came to meet me that, how come you're on your way to being a premium partner in 6 years? I said, well, it's God, but at the same time, there's a lot of insight from us. There's a lot of way we do the business. There's a lot of advisory role that we play with you to make sure that your business does not stay the same way we met it. As a matter of fact, I tell everybody in my organization that if after implementing, the organization cannot see itself moving from point A to point B, then, I mean, we haven't added any value to them. We understand the regulatory landscape, and when I talk about the regulatory landscape, the payroll solution that we came up with, trust me, there's no organization, and I'm saying in no organization that we have implemented it for, that we have not found out that what they were doing before was wrong. There is none, not one. They understand, fine, it has caused problem in some organizations because deductions have to go up and then they have to readjust the way they do things and everything. Because we have done ours in a very standardized way. So we understand the landscape. A lot of changes are going to happen next month now on all our payroll system in preparation for January because of the change in the tax laws. And that's what we can say, that we have a very good understanding. We are localized. The economic factors, it's not so much of an issue. You're charged in Naira, you're not thinking of conversion. And we make sure that we hold so much to our hearts our stakeholders. Each and every one of you here is a stakeholder. And that's part of the reason why we are having this today. So we hold you in very much of high esteem. And that's why we are having this today. So from a next step point of view, what do you need to do? Make sure if you need to talk to us today, please just beckon on us. We are more than willing to sit with you. We hold discovery session with you. We understand with you. One thing that I ask every organization is that I let them understand that technology, as beautiful as it is, it's just an enabler. What is your own strategy as an organization? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? Whatever you're trying to achieve, technology will make you achieve it faster. But don't think that technology is going to be the one to do that aspect for you. But what we do with our clients is to make sure that we work with them. We are just stepping into the public sector space, for example. And in my experience with the public sector space is that what I've found out is that they are more open because they kind of believe that you know it better than them, and they are willing to listen to us as well. And then I've talked about training, and I've talked about optimization as well. So the transformation journey to your organization should follow this, and that's what we are here for. So as I close on this last slide, the question is that what should happen next from here? Speak to one of us. All the staff of Avetium are trained to sit with you, whether they are sales team, whether they are not even sales team. Even my head of HR can sell to you as well. Yeah, so we have We are willing to do a demo for you today. We have our assistants there for you to do a demo if you like to see it. We can also push it to your phone, and we can give you a customized implementation roadmap. Customized implementation roadmap. And then your transformation starts from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to leave that with you. That's what Avetium is all about. And make sure that this session is not just one of the tick the box session that you have come for. Make sure you take something away. Your time is so precious for you to come here and spend 2 hours or 3 hours and not go with something. And if at all there's anything you're going to go with today, it must be that you must think beyond digital. There must be transformation in your organization. Thank you, everybody, and make sure you enjoy yourself.
Once again, can we please put our hands together for the MD CEO of Avetium? Thank you so much. There is no gainsaying that at the very core of what we do here at Avetium is to provide seamless and well-tailored business solutions to every individual and every Nigerian business and, of course, global businesses. And so I think it's worth celebrating, especially what our MD CEO said about us being the first premium partner of Zoho in West Africa. I believe that deserves a better round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Part of the things that he made mention of is that we here at Avetium were customer-centric, right? We also give you granular visibility, not just visibility, but granular visibility into your business. It's one thing to have an overview of what your business is doing and what it's capable of doing. It's another thing to be granular and go down to the details, and that is where analytics, like he said, comes in. And of course, he also made mention of the fact that, what we are doing here would enhance operational efficiency, integrated system, and just to ensure that your business is doing better than what it currently is doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be having, quite a number of conversations around beyond digital. We're going to have a panel session. We're going to be having a moderator take the panel session. We're also going to have question and answer session. All right, so please, I beg of you, if you have questions, you have concerns, and you'd like to ask those questions, we are well and able to provide all the answers that you need. Also bear in mind that we may not be able to take all the questions, because imagine everyone in here had a question. It means that we probably will be here till like maybe 7 p.m. All right, so that is why we have all the staff of Avetium ready to be able to answer your questions. We also have our front desk over there, the registration center. They are more than able and willing to answer all of your questions. Considering the fact that this is literally a tech conference, and we have tech leaders, tech gurus in-house. So let's do something I would call tech buzzwords. Tech buzzwords, all right? The words that fly around in the tech space these days that, it's in our day-to-day conversation, all right? And so please, I'd like for someone to volunteer. So what we're going to do is this. We have two sides of the hall, this side and this side. So we need a representative from this side of the hall and a representative from this side of the hall. What we're trying to do is to ensure inclusivity, all right, such that no part of the hall feels left out. Okay, so if you are familiar with tech buzzwords, please just signal to me, and I'd like to pair you up with someone on this side who is also familiar with tech buzzwords. If there's something I know about tech people, we are very, very humble. Yeah, I know that there has to be someone. Please, let me have that mic. All right, so we have a volunteer on this side, this gentleman. Sir, would you care to introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Julius Oguntoye, and I am an IT support specialist.
Fantastic.
Okay, so how many buzzwords?
Calm down now, my guy.
Okay.
Wait first. He's not against me. You relax. Me, I'm the MC here.
Yeah,
All right, I need a volunteer on this side. A volunteer. Okay, fantastic. There is someone. I hope the camera is able to get to the both of them. Sir, would you please Are you able to step forward a little bit? Yes, they're cheering you on. They're cheering you on. All right. So please tell us your name. Please come out a little bit just so that we're able to see you very well. All right. Julius, please come out as well. If you don't mind, you can stay with your partners here. You stay with your partners here. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is William Wachuku. I'm from the Peace Life and Leadership Institute.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so this is Williams and this is Julius. There's something us about their names. Yeah? Williams, Julius. So, Julius, you're going to go against Williams. Take buzzwords. So he says one, you say another. All right? You're able to do this. Let's go.
Innovation,
AI,
orchestration,
automation,
artificial superintelligence,
okay, keep going. Mechatronics,
artificial general intelligence,
neural networks,
large language model, LLM, the buzzword,
descriptive AI,
generative AI,
ChatGPT,
Gemini,
Copilot,
Claude,
Sora,
Zoho,
Avetium,
Infogram,
digital,
Microsoft,
tech,
technology,
Cisco,
Excel,
software,
software as a service,
programming,
infrastructure as a service,
software as a service. Oh, is that
I guess,
Please, a
Platform
round of
as a
applause.
service.
How about that? You have tried. You have done well. You have done well. Please, a round of applause for Williams and Julius. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That was fantastic, yes? I'm sure that when he mentioned Zoho and then the other guy mentioned Avetium, we're like, what's going on here exactly? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, to take us further in our event for today, we will be having our keynote session. And yet again, we have an astute gentleman, a business leader, a thought leader to take us on this journey. Before I bring him up, I'd love to read his profile. Dr. Bayo Adekambi is an award-winning thought leader in artificial intelligence, data science, and digital transformation. With over 2 decades of experience across 30 African markets, he has built a reputation for turning complex data into actionable strategy. Dr. Bayo is the founder of Equalize AI and the nonprofit Data Science Nigeria, which has trained more than 500,000 learners. His work in AI-enabled financial decision systems earned recognition from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and UNESCO's top 100 AI products for sustainable development. A PhD graduate of City University of London with executive education from Columbia, INSEAD, and ETH Zurich, he combines academic excellence with practical innovation. At Beyond Digital, Dr. Bayo will challenge leaders to see technology not just as a tool, but as a catalyst for Africa's next wave of growth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming our keynote speaker, would you, with a resounding round of applause, put your hands together for Dr. Bayo Adekambi. Please make the applause resounding.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great privilege and a great pleasure to join you at this auspicious occasion and to celebrate the amazing work of this organization, Avetium. Not just because I'm a speaker, but also because I've also been a customer of this organization, and I can vouch for the excellence that this organization brings to the table. And beyond the fact that the CEO is a brother and a friend of many years, also from the same MTN family. And of course, I have another very esteemed Oga also in the room, Mr. Andre Zemese. Thanks so much for being here. I celebrate you. So my task is very clear. My job is to inspire you and show you the possibilities with digital transformation. It is very possible and why you need to start the journey now. So in terms of my framework, if you can just help me to the next slide. I have about four things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to demystify the construct of digital transformation. And then I'm going to give you transformation in everyday context, just for you to understand that a lot is happening and you cannot afford to be left behind. And I'm going to pick everyday examples of how people are bringing digital into their workflow, systematizing, automating, and making things better so that you can see the need for you to go on that path. And third, I will talk about mastering your digital transformation, which is a little bit technical, but it provides a logic framework, which our CEO has also spoken to. And last but not the least, I'm going to talk about return on transformation, which is the data asset. Most of the time when you transform, what you get is not just the immediate transformation that you see, but also the power of data to create new opportunity for yourself. So let's just go straight into the various streams. So what is transformation? Next slide. So this is a very simple framework that just explains it so that if there's anything you remember out of this conversation, just take this with you. It's about integrating digital technologies. And when we were having the last competition, they were talking about those digital technologies from AI to blockchain to AR to VR, bringing them into your business, not just for the fun of it, because that's another issue. A lot of people bring digital technology just to have some nice hype, have some nice things to say, but it must deliver the bottom benefits. We must be able to establish that as a result of the investment, there is an improved efficiency in how you get things done. And I'm sure for those of us who are familiar with traditional physics, you remember your efficiency principle in physics. It's about input and output. Little input, more output. Because efficiency can also be a lot of input and less output. How many of us remember mechanical advantage? You put in so much and what you get is small because you can actually embed technology and yet you are doing so much more. Like a man who has a car and he spends so much energy pushing that car every morning. I hope you get the point I'm making. So it must deliver the bottom line. And then it must translate into the experience of your client or customer that they can have a simplified way of accessing your services or getting their problem solved. And of course, as a business, you can make better decisions. Why? Because you have all triangulated data available to you at the speed of light. And for that, you're able to make very quick decisions. And then, of course, cost savings as well. Because you've been able to satisfy the customer better, you can make better decisions. Then the overall impact of it is that you put value where it matters, and things that are not needed, you don't waste money on them. So these are like the metrics that we see when you intentionally bring in technology into your business, just as Avetium is advocating for us to have Zoho as a business enabler into what we do. Next slide. But there are different types of it as well. So it's also important to also understand the 4 dimensions of transformation that may happen within a business. The first is process. Process transformation perhaps is the easiest, where you look at how do I do things in my organization. From staff coming in and writing in pen and biro to staff coming in and they just look up and a camera picks them and they go in. So there's no need to tell my friend that anytime you come in at 9:33, please turn the 9 to 7:33. I don't need to do that. You don't even need to use fingerprint. As you come in, it picks you, so nobody needs to see anybody. Or a new tool that, simplify payment or customer management, order management. These are your process. So you can actually bring technology into your process. Second is your business model. Business model is how you create value. That one is a little bit bigger. That you look at your entire business. So you're a traditional business where you have to sit in a place to sell to people. And you look at the business and say, do I have to sit only in Lagos when I have orders coming from Maiduguri and all of that? Can I change my ability to meet others' requests from different parts of the world and then use a logistic system to be able to distribute to them? So what you are doing is you are changing your business model, how you create value, how you establish opportunity. And then there is a domain, which is a bigger construct. And this is what category champions do, where you no longer do traditional business. You create converge opportunity that become opportunity to you and other players. For example, WhatsApp did those kind of transformation in telecommunication, where people just download the app and they will use a telecoms phone number to power their own business. So it does not matter the network you are in, you can call provided there is data. So they changed the fundamental architecture of communication between two people because they provided a new layer that traditional telecoms company did not provide. And last but not the least is organizational, which means that as an organization, from people, systems, operations, how do you turn it around by bringing in digital technology to automate, simplify, systematize how you create value in a very competitive way. So those are the fundamentals. So let's go to the next slide. The next slide provides a framing of how digital technology works. There are two fundamental drivers. As you want to invest in digital technology or digital transformation, ask yourself the question, what are the growth drivers? It's important you understand what drives growth and how you are going to leverage the opportunity of automation to be able to derive those value on a sustainable basis. It's very important so that you just don't jump the bandwagon. Our CEO was speaking to us about the need to start your journey with some level of strategic engagement where you know what success looks like. A consulting firm always call it point of arrival. I'm sure Andrew will remember one of the consultants we work with. What's your point of arrival? Because you can tell yourself that you're on a journey and you start from this journey and you're coming back to the same journey. And you have spent 1 year, 1 billion, moving all over the place and you're arriving at the same point. So you must understand your point of arrival and your point of departure. And you can map your journey. And that's why consultant like Avetium becomes very important in helping you understand what are the growth drivers and also being very prescriptive about the operational improvements that are important for your business. Because oftentimes, we all chase shadows, forgetting that organizations runs as a domino effect, where one layer falls on another layer and another layer. So most of the time, we just pick one layer to digitize, forgetting that that layer requires another layer. And if I digitize one layer and I do not digitize the other, everything will just fall like packs of cards. I've seen a lot of that happen consulting for a lot of organizations where just focus on digitizing payment. But there are other workflows. And so you must be very clear about those operational improvements. As even to the level of your workforce, what do you need to do in terms of empowering them? Andrew was talking to me about some organizations that don't even have simple communication tools for the workforce. And yet you are automating, you are digitizing external engagement where internally there's no engagement. So I'm able to get the feedback outside, but how do I manage the feedback internally? So that understanding of your task alignment, the overlays, the interlocks, the interdependencies makes the entire process more meaningful and more powerful. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the 5 A's of transformational application across technology. Why am I showing this? Technologies are very, very great, but it's important for you to know what am I using technology for in my digital transformation. Because we also have technology hype where people just talk, oh, I'm bringing in blockchain. And buzzword like our MC did. MC, do you work in Avetium? Yeah, because you did a good job. I like, please can you give him a round of applause? He speaks the language of the business. You are a different kind of MC. You are digitally transformed. I'm sure you are using Zoho, powered by Avetium, because he spoke about it very powerfully. Just as we had the competition on buzzwords, a lot of people just throw buzzwords. Oh, we just implemented AI. So what? We just implemented large language model. So what? You know, a lot of buzzwords are happening. But beyond the buzzwords, is it helping some level of organizational awareness? Does it help your business drive appeal in the market? Does it engage people to be able to ask more questions? And does it help people to act positively on your business in terms of demand or repeat purchase, and most importantly, advocacy? If technology investment in whatever dimension are not driving you to have advocates promoting your business because I went there, it was faster, it was better, it was cheaper, it was simpler, it was easier, then you are not really getting the optimal return on a digital transformation. Next slide, please. So, in this series, I'm just going to bore you with some little everyday digital transformation, just to open up your mind. The whole construct of digital transformation is becoming massified. What does that mean? It's an everyday thing that can be deployed in any business. That is what I want to establish here. Just to give you some everyday use cases, just to let you know that so many things are possible. And even big companies are making investment to ensure that more businesses are digitized so that they can create value. And I'm going to start with AI in India, being powered by Amazon. Now, they've realized that the entire portfolio of people who are selling on Amazon are structured businesses. How will they be able to get informal businesses who are not able to read or write to also have a storefront on Amazon? So what have they done? They created AI. AI allows you to pick your phone as a small business, voice what you are selling, and as you are voicing it, it is creating for you your own page. It's creating for you your product description. You know, today you can voice on ChatGPT and an image can be created for you. So it's not a big deal. So that is simple, making services. And in doing that, it's interesting. Now, about 3% of because there are certain things that people need that are not in structured businesses. So they realized that in order for them to expand the market, they needed to digitize the next layer of organization that will bring their product onto Amazon in India. And that's what they have done. So sometimes your transformation is also opening up the market for yourself, helping informal sector to have basic technology to be able to create value for you. That's what Amazon has done. So now, a small business who sell anything can just voice, and within 5 minutes, their page is created, and then they can start selling on Amazon. This is a classical example of what it means to bring digital technology into your business to improve efficiency, make customer experience better, reduce cost, and most importantly, enhance your decision making while helping you to create incremental value that gives you competitive advantage on a sustainable basis. Next slide, please. Now, this is FinMark. FinMark is purely voice your accounting. So, I am a small business. I do not know debit or credit and all of that, and you just voice. Today, I sold 10 bags of rice. Yesterday, I bought Ashebi for 20,000 naira. Just voice your transaction. That's all. You don't need to write anything. Just voice your transaction. As you are spending and as you are making, voice it, and it's auto-generating it for you, and it's also giving you advisory services. At the end of today, this is what has happened to your finance. These are everyday possibilities of the reason why we need to bring digital technology into our business to be able to create more value, make things that seem impossible possible. Next slide. Now, this for me is very interesting because I was part of this project. This is a project for Unilever. It was a project of, in order to give loans in Kenya, to give loans to small business, sometimes it's very difficult to understand their inventory. It can be very difficult. So what did we do? We used computer vision algorithm where just take a picture of any business, left, right, center, and it can pick the dominant product based on their appearance, and then look at the SKUs. SKUs are the units, multiply it by the unit price, and then say this woman's total business is 22,325. So if you want to give this woman any front loading in terms of product, maybe you can do 5,000. Making the process of decision faster. These are just examples. So with that, Unilever and the MasterCard Foundation, which I support, were able to help small businesses manage their inventory just by taking picture and uploading it on the platform. And of course, a lot of analysis were done with what was taken that AI could calculate and what's on ground. The difference was less than 2%. So these are possibilities. Technology can make a lot of difference. That is what I want to push towards this morning, that indeed embedding technology into your business can make a lot of difference. This I'm very proud of. It's a solution as well, making learning accessible in local language. That's Metal, celebrating the product. We built this last year, my organization. And what was the problem? Many parts of northern Nigeria, students are not able to learn science, photosynthesis, and all those complex things. How can we make them relatable? So we built a large language model for Hausa language that generate learning materials, science specifically for learners in northern Nigeria, making science more appealing, making science more simplified for them. And we built it on Llama, that is Meta's large language model. And it was so great that the global page of Meta celebrated it as one of the great success stories of how things can be made possible. And what did we do? We digitized the knowledge of over 1,000 Hausa science teachers. Those teachers have, over the years, designed a way of teaching, but that knowledge stays in their head. And as soon as they leave service, the knowledge dies there. So we work with these teachers. How do you teach photosynthesis? Explain it. How do you teach water cycle? So we went to, and all of them have designed a methodology of teaching in local language, because that's what they've done over the years. And they knew that these learners do not understand English. But that knowledge is not integrated. Mr. Adedokun spoke about that. You enjoy the best of transformation when you integrate. So there is a good teacher in Nasarawa who can explain science so well, but the knowledge stays with him. There's another fantastic teacher in Sokoto. So we found out this teacher. We recorded all their knowledge, we labeled the data, built a large language model, we trained it, and now a lot of learners with the support of Meta and MasterCard are able to learn in their mother tongue. This is simple digitization. Everyday thing, digitize. AI can learn it, system can learn it, and those things can be repeatable on a consistent basis. So I'll just fly through the remaining slides. I'm sure, next slide, just fly through. They will give you the slide. These are just examples of what is possible. Virtually, for example, you want to buy, and I'm sure you know one of the failures of our e-commerce today, what I ordered and what I got. They are always many miles apart. Now, we now have digital solution that says, before you buy, you can put it on yourself. Take a picture of yourself, put in your basic bio details, then it can wear it for you and you can see yourself in the mirror on your phone, how it looks on you. The biggest one that is coming, which will be released towards the end of next year, is what we call haptic gloves, which is when I'm buying online, there's certain gloves I'm going to wear, I'm going to connect it to my device. I can feel the texture of what I'm buying as well. It's called haptic gloves, HAPTIC gloves.
I can feel it that it's not very thick. You know, most of the time they deliver and you touch it, this is not what I ordered for. So they are creating, they're making what you will experience physically coming to you wherever you are. So this is what digitalization, if I do that, it means that I will reduce the number of return rates. And in doing that, I will increase customer satisfaction, there will be more cost savings, and of course I will grow revenue as well. And more people will trust on-demand e-commerce business. So those are the possibilities that digital transformation can do on an everyday basis. So let's just go to the last one. You can go straight to the last one. I'll just go. So master your digital journey. Now, your digital journey, I always believe, starts with data. And I'm glad that Mr. Adenugu spoke about this data is very, very important. Knowing the what, the why, the how, the when is very important. And creating a culture of bringing those information together is an integral part of your digital transformation. Don't go buy technology when you cannot manage the data that will come out of it. And that was why I'm so happy when Zoho was presented. It's not about the front end, it's about the back end. The fact that all the data are integrated together and you have the data at one stop integrated together. And that is the point I'm trying to say here. Data must be integrated so that you can maximize the value of your digital transformation. Next slide. So I go to the return on transformation. What do you really get out of it? Data again. Because data is the oil of digital transformation. One of the biggest things you get beyond those expected return is the fact that data can also help you redefine your business. With more data, you can actually go into what we call domain transformation, where you can change an entire ecosystem by creating incremental value that is far beyond what currently exists and far beyond what the market knows as well. So, let's go to the next slide. So what is your journey back to digital transformation? This for me is very, very important. And this is from IBM, by the way. And I'm glad there's somebody from IBM in the house. IBM has given us a very logical framework on how you can go through the journey, the how and the what. The what is here. What do you want to achieve in terms of value proposition? Do you want to enhance? Do you want to extend? Or do you want to redefine the entire value proposition? And then you spoke about the how. Do you just want to create new things? Do you want to leverage? Or do you want to do the ultimate, which is integrate? Now, what is the optimal level? The optimal level is when you integrate and you redefine. That is where the transformation is. And if you listen to everything that has been said today by Mr. Adenugu in his presentation, this is something that integrate disparate technology, bring them together as much as possible. Get your data to talk to one another. Do not have silos. Let data be amplified. That is the peak of it. And of course, redefine how value is created, captured, and amplified in an intentional way. When you bring the two together, you have true transformation. So I go to the last slide. It's a very funny story, but that is my last slide. It's a very funny story. And I'll try to read it. I'll try and read it here. It's my last slide. So, a patient in Zimbabwe had serious chest pain. After taking an X-ray at Rusape General Hospital, the image showed that he had a live cockroach in his chest, moving about. Doctors recommended that he goes abroad, preferably India, for urgent surgery. So the patient had to sell his house and got few contributions from the relatives. When he got to India, another X-ray was taken. He was told that there was no cockroach in his chest, but the cockroach was in the X-ray machine they use in Zimbabwe. The answer may be closer to you than you think. So why go to India when the answer is here? So go patronize Zoho from Avetium and take your business to the next level. Thank you for
Brilliant. Please make the applause louder. Make it louder. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Bayo. That last story has to be the funniest thing I've read in a while. Why go outside? Patronize Avetium. Don't go and look for cockroach outside. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Like I said before, and like our MD made mention of, the conversations that will be going on here today would be mind-opening, all right, would expand the knowledge that we thought we had prior. And the goal here is that by the time every one of us leave this place, we have a better understanding of how Avetium and Zoho would bring solutions, not just solutions, but tailored solutions to your businesses and our businesses at large. You know, there's a buzzword in the tech space. They say that issues will always be there, right? While issues will always be there, we at Avetium would make sure that solutions will precede the issues.
And for every time there are issues, there are solutions that will be provided to ensure that those issues do not remain. We're going to get into our panel discussion now. And this is the part where I would love to plead that we, as much as possible, pay attention. If you have questions, please take them down. We're going to open the room for a few Q&A. And should we not be able to answer all of your questions, we're going to, every member of staff would help provide answers to all the questions that you may have. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our first panelist for today is none other than Folagbade A. Adeyemi, the Managing Director and Korea Securities Limited. Folagbade Adeyemi is a seasoned finance and capital markets executive whose career spans investment banking, securities trading, and market operations. As the Managing Director of Ankorea Securities Limited, he leads initiatives that strengthen markets infrastructure and liquidity while leveraging technology for efficiency and access. A fellow of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers and a registered dealing clerk of the Nigerian Exchange, he has been instrumental in driving fintech innovation within the financial services. At Beyond Digital, he brings a perspective of a practitioner who understands how data and transformation can reshape Africa's investment landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding round of applause, can we welcome to the stage Folagbade A. Adeyemi, the Managing Director and Korea Securities Limited. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you. Please don't stop clapping. Don't stop clapping. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Our second panelist is none other than Abisola Eson, the Chief Executive Officer, African Import-Export Solutions. Abisola Eson is an accomplished trade and logistics executive who has built a career helping African businesses overcome cross-border challenges through technology and process innovation. As CEO of African Import-Export Solutions, she leads a team committed to simplifying regional commerce and expanding Africa's participation in global trade. Her experience spans supply chain optimization, digital documentation, and sustainable export frameworks. Abisola represents a new generation of business leaders transforming African trade with bold strategy and smart systems. At Beyond Digital, she will be sharing insights on how technology can unlock scale and transparency across the continent's trade corridors. Beyond Digital, would we, with a resounding round of applause, welcome Abisola Eson to the stage, the Chief Executive Officer, African Import-Export Solutions. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you so much for joining us. I will be happy to help you up. Thank you so much for joining us. Easy. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right. Yet again, we have, it's a beautiful thing to see that women are breaking the frontiers and the barriers, that society might have placed on them. And you can tell that these women that we're going to be bringing, to share their experiences here at Powerhouses. Our third panelist for today is none other than Onome Debbie Aquara, Strategy and Transformation Manager. Onome Debbie Aquara is one of Africa's leading transformation professionals known for driving people-centered change across corporate environments. With extensive experience in strategic planning, culture redesign, and performance transformation, she has helped organizations align vision with execution to achieve measurable growth. Her work blends empathy with analytical rigor, ensuring that transformation is not only structural, but also human. At Beyond Digital, Onome will spotlight how strategy, leadership, and culture must evolve together to sustain digital processes in African enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Onome Debbie Aquara. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. We appreciate you. Please don't stop clapping till she gets here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you very much. All right, ma'am, if you don't mind, ma'am, can I request that you sit here? Onome, please, can I request that you sit here? Thank you very much. All right. Our fourth and the last panelist for today, before I bring up the moderator for this session, is none other than Ayodeji Aino, the head enterprise innovation, First Bank of Nigeria. Ayodeji Aino leads enterprise innovation at First Bank of Nigeria, where he champions the modernization of legacy systems and the adoption of agile, data-driven models. His experience spans product design, business transformation, and the scaling of innovation programs across financial services networks. He's passionate about bridging traditional banking with emerging technology. Ayodeji has been central to creating new frameworks for collaboration and digital customer engagement. At Beyond Digital, he will discuss how established institutions can evolve with speed and relevance in a rapidly changing market. Beyond Digital, with a resounding round of applause, can we welcome Ayodeji Aino to the stage, the head enterprise innovation, First Bank of Nigeria Limited. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you. Please this way, sir. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for every panel discussion, there will definitely be a moderator. And I'd like to respectfully welcome to the stage our moderator for today, none other than Andrew Esemezie, the principal consultant, Fairground Consulting. Andrew is a strategy consultant and business facilitator with deep experience guiding organizations through transformation and leadership renewal. As principal consultant at Fairground Consulting, he has worked with executives across sectors to design actionable frameworks that translate vision into measurable outcomes. Andrew's engaging style and balanced perspective make him an ideal moderator for complex, high-level discussions such as this. At Beyond Digital, he will steer the conversation with insight and clarity, ensuring every perspective connects to the event's core theme, which is transformation in action. Beyond Digital, can we please welcome Andrew Esemezie, the principal consultant, Fairground Consulting, and of course, our moderator for the day. Please don't stop clapping until he gets off stage. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, sir.